Welcome to Software Engineering Lab. This lab is supported by both FAU and Pronto Progress. Basically, we are doing web-based application research and development. Welcome in. So this is our lab right here. This is Jack here. He's an undergraduate student. Christian, he's about graduating this semester. Nalin was, and Francisco. We have one student missing, Robert, and Adriana sitting there, and Casey, visitor scientist here, Tim.
Hi.
And he's the president of Pronto Progress, which are our sponsor here. We're lucky to have you, Tim, today.
Hi, my name's Timothy Prooks. I'm the president of Pronto Progress. We chose FAU because we have an office here in Plantation, Florida, and we wanted to develop a relationship with a major university. We've had good results recruiting students from FAU, actually exceptional results doing that. We also felt that it was a good move, since the students would be able to work at the lab, then go to their classes, then come back to the lab to work some more. They wouldn't have to commute, and it would be a lower carbon footprint. And finally, it would give us a chance to develop their expertise, and of course, they'll take a job with us when they graduate. The results have been fantastic. It's one of the best business decisions I've made. Practically, from the day we started, we've had customer work that we've been able to bring here, and students, both the RAs and the interns, have stepped right up to the plate. They're eager to learn, and they're good problem solvers. That's what we need.
Software engineering laboratory here in FAU. In terms of the research topics that we have been doing here in the lab, give you an overview. So essentially, the reverse engineering is talking about the opposite of this forward engineering, which normally you have this requirement design and construction. For reverse engineering, you go backwards. You go from the code, you're trying to understand the infrastructure, the relationship at abstract level of the information of the system. So essentially, reverse engineering can be used for program understanding. This is the major task with the BMW. So we essentially do working with the redocumentation their old engine control systems to come out with some graphical and textual documentation for the software. And you can generate this graphical documentation of the software architecture. Another work is done by our student right here is the interoperability of UML modeling tools. When you draw the diagram by using one UML tools, cannot be imported, cannot be displayed by the other UML tools. So how could we make use of those UML diagrams interoperable between those different UML modeling tools? So that's the focus of this research. So another work is done by our student right here. Is we working on the mining the software repository data to make those information as meaningful to us, so we can identify what is the software development bottleneck is, so we can improve this software process. So therefore, we can improve this software quality. We developed this toolkit called Vita Toolkit. It's essentially an automated clustering analysis. So the next research topic we're doing here is really software maintenance evolution. So many software out there as legacy systems, they are either obsolete or cannot no longer meet the business requirement anymore. So we wanted to make use of this existing asset for the new purpose, for the new platforms, towards a new application. So in this particular case, we are trying to migrate the software from the web-based application to mobile devices. The last work we are doing here, nursing informatics. What we're trying to focus right here is you can see this from this pyramid shape, the diagram here. We have this hierarchy of this healthcare, that we have something called optimal healthcare, meaning we want to have this holistic approach and personalized health and wellness approach to the healthcare. This part is collaboration with the Dr. Marilyn Parker in nursing school and Dr. Sam Xu and Dr. Pendia from TCN lab. In the heart of it is carrying the essence of this nursing. So this is what we are doing here. So the purpose of this nursing language research is we want to provide this continuity of this nursing document from one nurse to the other nurse and from one hospital to the other hospital. Then The other part of the research area is sponsored by Pronto Progress. Three projects going on right now. This one is autopilot. We want to provide this automatic printing of all the CAD files. And Gianna is going to talk about it briefly about her work. And we have a Tag Eye portal. Essentially, it's a website evolution to migrate the old platform of the customer's website to a meet the new requirement. And this, the other is e-commerce website is Francisco will talk about this. Information, if you like, you can just contact information right here as on the website. And I would like to thank our sponsors, FAU, for everything, and the Pronto Progress for the project to give students the opportunity. Thank you.
My name is Adriana Garcia. I'm an international student from Colombia. My first project was with a Lightning's Autoplot. Where Autoplot fits is in the custom software development part of Pronto Progress. What Autoplot does is support the automatic printing of AutoCAD files with specific extensions. So what we came up with was a TXT input file where you can write a list of the plots you want printed, and the solution has 3 different executables: the manual plot that will help you create that input file, that list, the watcher that will look for that file and launch the file processor, which with the help of a very specific API will actually print the file and create the logs for the whole thing. So this was the first project to come out of our lab completely.
My name is Francisco Amador. I'm one of the students in this lab. And the project that I'm working on is called the Howard Project. We have to build an e-commerce site. The Howard Company is a company that makes the signs for, let's say, like fast food places. If you go to like Wendy's or something, do the drive-through, you have the sign. We're using ASP.NET to build the website, and using web services to provide the information from the databases.
Hi, I'm Casey Jackson. I am a student in the lab here. The project I'm working on right now is the Tag Eye portal. Basically, it's a customer site that sells industrial parts, surge protectors, any sort of major business part. We are just updating their site. The site's used by their customers to make purchases, as well as they do any maintenance of their inventory list, any discontinued items they pull off, any new items they can put up. The pricing on the site is customer specific, so when a customer logs on, they get a generic price as well as their own customer discounted price. And we're using ASP.NET, SQL, and C#.NET to develop the site, using Visual Studio and SQL servers. We have changed the graphic at the top and updated that. And then the main point, like I was telling you, customers will be able to get the US dollars or whatever currency that they're in, and then the exchange rate on their prices.
Yeah, so this is the master thesis defense for Yan Mens, the MS student. So here you enabling access for mobile devices to web services resource framework. And
of this work, and also the research contributions that my work provides. I'm also going to go over some of the related work. My work is somewhat unique. The framework that I developed to address the problems I define. Most of us probably know what web services are. They've grown relatively quickly into use in mainstream computing. I have
by Simone, and her defense title is Web Accessibility for the Hearing Impaired. And thank you for the student. Oh, that was the first here. Thank you for the support from each of you, and here you go.
Well, my topic is web accessibility for the hearing impaired. My name is Simone Passmore. We all know that the web is a huge repository of information. It has an abundance amount of information, and it's constantly increasing in value. Unfortunately, those who experience various types of disabilities have a problem retrieving the information that is on the web. This research predominantly focuses on those who have hearing impairments.